This is the program that I've been writing for my graphics class. It's kind of cool, so I'm just going to quickly demonstrate what it can do. So we are to create a program that you can have multiple polygons displayed. This is an openGL view in a Qt widget. All of this was really written on Qt Creator. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, so it works pretty well. So I've created a polygon by clicking Add Polygon, and I select it there. And then when I right click on the screen, I can start adding vertices to it. So let's add a few more. And we can just click and drag them around. They highlight when you select them. So let's go ahead and put this vertex right there on the origin. I'm gonna drag another one over here, maybe one right there, and let's just leave this one there. So then there are a couple of actions that we can perform on this shape. So let's just rotate it maybe 90 degrees, and it's instantly applied to the shape. And then when you click on it and delete it, it goes away. We can click Move, and we can have it translate along the x-axis or the y-axis. And then if we add another one, it will go ahead and actually apply on top of this. So if we delete the translate matrix, it will actually just go back and do exactly what we expect. So it's just a rotation around the 90 right now. Before it was a rotation around, the origin. Not at all translated, but yeah, it's kind of cool. So you can then translate it, and let's translate it again. And yeah, you can actually, I don't have this part working very well. Sometimes when you select, it isn't quite what you're expecting. I would fix that if I had a bit more time, but unfortunately I don't. So yeah, then it's possible to actually define your own with this last button. So let's go ahead and add a bit of a skew along the X. So I just did -2, and there it is. And then of course if we delete that, it goes back to being the same. We can delete the, I guess that was right. That was interesting. So yeah, there are a few bugs in the execution stack. That's not a requirement of the assignment, so I'm not too worried about it. Overall, it works quite well. And then we can actually add more polygons. The selected polygon is highlighted, and you can see the points. The not selected polygon, I guess the deselected polygon, shows up as white, and you can't see the vertices. So if I select that, we can see the vertices again. If I don't, it's hidden. And so you can just go crazy and create a whole bunch of vertices. And of course we can rotate that. We can add a few more. And then I actually used a bit of math here and made it so that when you click on the vertices with a matrix in the execution stack, it actually does, let's see, it applies the matrices to the point that you select. I think the inverse matrix to the point that you select. So when I click here, let's delete that rotation, it's when I click, I guess it was roughly here, it would then, using the inverse matrix, figure out that in fact we're clicking that point, which was kind of fun, kind of interesting. It didn't take that long to figure out, but it was just kind of a use of math. And yeah, so that works pretty well. And then yeah, and if you create points while it's translated, it uses the inverse. So if I delete that, they're actually created at that point. So that's another fun thing. Yeah, so that's my program. It works pretty well. It does everything it's required to do, and we can delete those. And so yeah, I mean, if I had a bit more time, I would probably sit down and try to fix this area, or this execution stack for the deleting and... Oops, I think that was a bug. Yeah, that's a bug. Anyway, yeah, if I had more time, I would go through and do a bit more checking, but I don't. And anyway, it's a pretty fun program. I'll be posting the source code later on in the term, because according to the UVic handbook, we are owners of our own intellectual property, which makes sense, so I can do with it whatever I like. However, since it is an active homework assignment, I think I would run into problems with the academic integrity section. So, because you're not really supposed to share code, but yeah. So I guess at the end of the term, I'll just post my entire graphics repository. It's over on GitHub, so it'll be easy to convert it from a private repo to a public repo. And yeah, I'll post a link to that later.